com/crop insurance.
WTIM. You're listening to the WTIM Morning Show on your information station. The show is sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. I'm your host, Reed Kamai, and we turn our attention now to Central A&M Schools, where, by the way, the first full day is today. So how timely is it that we're talking with their superintendent, Sacha Young, this morning? Good morning to you, Sacha.
Good morning, Reed. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's good to have you on as always, and good to have you back on after missing last month. So a lot going on at Central A&M School. Sounds like 9 new teachers coming into the schools this year. Talk about that.
Sure. We hosted our new teacher orientation on August 6th, and we welcomed 9 new staff members to Raider Nation. We have a new 4th grade teacher, a new 5th grade teacher, both at Gregory, as well as a new special ed teacher at Gregory. So we had some retirements and resignations like we do every year, but we're excited. We're excited to have some new staff on board. We also have a new art teacher for kindergarten through 8th grade. So we do have some shared staff across the district, and art is one of those shared staff people. And so she'll be traveling between Assumption and Moweaqua throughout the week, but she's excited. She comes to us from Monticello, actually. So she has some art teaching experience, and we're excited for what she can bring to Central A&M. We also hired a new middle school, high school band director who is excited to kind of grow our band departments at both the middle school and the high school, and would love to fill our football field with marching band for pregame and halftime. And then we also hired a new business teacher at the high school. We had a business teacher who left us mid-year last year, and we finished the school year out with a long-term sub, but we were able to fill that vacancy last spring going into this 26-27 school year. So yeah, 9 new staff members at Central A&M, our biggest new teacher orientation since I've been here. So it's exciting. You know, we hate to see people go, and wish people the best when they do go, whether it's resignations or retirements, but it's also nice to bring some fresh ideas and new and excited teachers to our district. So we're excited.
All right. And you answered actually a follow-up question I was going to ask, comparing to previous years, the number of new teachers bringing in sounds like one of your, actually the largest.
Yep, since I've been here. So yeah, I think it just, everything kind of goes in waves. You know, there are some statistics out there that say that over the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to have a lot of retirements, because just the way that hiring of teachers goes, and teachers tend to stay, and that's fantastic, but they tend to make a whole career out of it. And so then everyone kind of always retires at the same time too. So in the next few years here at Central A&M, we have several retirements, which we will celebrate, because most of them have spent, if not their entire careers here at Central A&M, the majority of their careers here. So big celebrations in the next few years.
Sounds like it, indeed. So 9 new teachers coming into the schools. I'm curious if there are any other notable changes that returning students will notice when they come back into school today, aside from new teachers.
Yeah, so there's always new things, right? We were working on a brand new website for our school district. Our current website has been around for a while, and we've noticed some glitches and some things that we would like to update. So we recently worked with Aptgy to bring a new website, as well as a brand new app and a better family to school communication built in both the app and the website. Our initial thought was to launch that at the beginning of August, but some kind of technical difficulties got in the way over the summer, and we're a little delayed on that, but we hope to bring it early this fall still, have the website up and ready, and train all of our administrators on how to post to the website and how to use the Thrill Share opportunity to share not only to the website, but to all of our social medias at one time. So we're not constantly logging into different locations and devices to share the good news of Central A&M. So we're excited about the website. It's been a long time coming, and a little bit delayed from what our initial desire for opening day was going to be, but it's okay. It'll be here soon, and we'll be excited. So
Yes, and I'm excited to see it as
yeah,
well. Being well, keeping an eye on what's going on
yeah.
at Central A&M. So,
We hope it's more family friendly, a lot less clicking to find what you're looking for. Some of the things we've heard about our website are, you can click 6 different times to get to where you want to go. So we're trying to make it more user friendly, easier to navigate, and just a fresh look. So.
yeah, fresh look, and I certainly know from a usability standpoint, the fewer clicks, the better. So, yeah, again, looking forward to that. Another
Yeah,
topic I want to move forward to is sports, because
sure.
because listeners, I'm sure, will have heard the name Camo V tossed around when it comes to football with the Central A&M Okaw Valley Co-op, and that will certainly be kicking into really high gear in about 2 days' time. And it
Yes.
sounds like the Camo V name is going to start being used for some other sports as well. Tell our listeners what's up with that.
Yes. So last winter into spring, we started having conversations with administration at Okaw Valley about expanding the co-op. Last year, we were co-opted with football. It was a successful co-op. This is our second year for co-op for football, coming in strong. We have more numbers participants this year than we had last year, so we're really excited about that. It opened up the conversation for some additional high school sports to co-op because of participation rates, and because sometimes coming together is more successful. So we actually added, for the fall semester, we added golf and cross country to our Camo V co-op. So we and then in the winter, we have added girls basketball to our Camo V co-op, and in the spring, high school baseball, softball, and track and field.
Okay, so yeah, a lot of sports becoming
Yep.
Camo V, it sounds like.
Yep. And we're excited for, the opportunity for our students to, to be on a fully, I don't know the word for it, but like to have a team that's got enough kids to play a full season. Last year, we only had 7 or 8 girls for girls basketball, and so we only played a varsity season. So we're hopeful with the co-op opportunity that we can open up and have enough for a JV and a varsity season, and give more girls the opportunity to play. When you have few numbers, it's really hard to give everyone the opportunity, because you want to play to win, and if you only have 7 or 8, it's really hard to compete with other teams. And if you're new to the sport, you're less likely to kind of be adventurous and try it out if there's fewer people, because it's a little bit more pressure than it is if you have a larger group of participants. So we're excited. This is our first year of a 2-year contract with Camo V for those additional sports. But based on the success that our football team has had in the co-op after 1 year, I think we were all kind of ready to see how it goes.
Yeah, ready to see how it goes, and yeah, we'll certainly see how it goes with Camo V football. And like I said, in 2 days' time, I've certainly had a look at the roster, heard about the team from a lot of people, including some of the members of their team, and sounds like there's a lot of confidence about the team this season. Are you kind of finding the same thing?
That's what I'm hearing too. Yep, they're pretty confident. They would love a long playoff run. Their positivity kind of radiates among everybody, right? They're super excited and ready to get the year started. And our home opener is actually this Friday against Deer Creek Mackinac. So it's sure to be an exciting night. Win or lose, I think our football team is ready to start the season and just go out there and give it their all.
Yes, and I'm ready to watch it as well. So yeah, a lot of co-ops coming for the sports that you mentioned. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, then only one of the teams that we cover on another one of our Heart Media Group stations, WMKR, would not be in the co-op, and that would be boys basketball. It sounds like from what you said. So,
boys basketball is not co-oping, and neither.
Whoop, you still there? Oh no, Sacha Young. I think we have lost you. You still there? I'll tell you what. That was Sacha Young, superintendent of Central A&M Schools. We were just talking about the sports co-ops happening just now, and that does look like we have lost her. Well, actually, that's probably a good timing to lose her because we were going to take a break anyway, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation right here on the WTIM Morning Show on your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
Good day to all our listeners in the Taylorville area tuning in to regional radio. This is Ben Hubbard reporting from the Illinois State Fair in Springfield, brought to you by the Illinois Education Association and the Illinois Corn Marketing Board. Results in State Fair judging are coming up next.
Illinois farmers grow some of the best corn in the world, but growing corn is only half the job. Someone has to grow demand for it too. That's where the Illinois Corn Checkoff comes in. Checkoff investments help expand export markets, support ethanol production, and develop new uses for corn, from bioplastics to renewable chemicals. Today, Illinois corn travels far beyond the farm gate, fueling industries and feeding people around the globe. Illinois Corn Checkoff. Growing markets that matter.
From the days of the one-room schoolhouse, public schools have always been the heart of our community. It's where our students learn and are inspired to dream big, where we cheer on our teams under Friday night lights, and where parents, teachers, students, and loved ones come together as one. Now, more than ever, our public schools unite us. This message is brought to you by the Illinois Education Association, IEA. Because we are stronger, united.
In a general project show, results from Montgomery County in first place finishes. Mona Lewis won first with photography, things in still life, adults ages 18 and over. Brazilla Leonard won first with beets in canning, as well as cucumber, chips, bread, and butter in canning, and won first with peach pie. Philip Brown got first in dairy jars, small tool antiques, tins, commercial or tobacco, while Peggy M. Brown won first with her sourdough bread. In second place finishes out of Montgomery County, Brazilla Leonard got second with biscuits, sponge cake, apple pie, diabetic quick bread, and diabetic cookies, while Gary Thomas was second in wood turning. Philip Brown was second in handkerchiefs, and Christine Bodus was any other kind of jams second place finisher. In third place finishes from Montgomery County, Cheryl Sarver was third in painting acrylic. Brazilla Leonard got third with angel food cake. Philip Brown won third in antiques for milk glass, postcards, and valentines, and Bernadette Jones won third with her sculpture. In Society Horse Show results out of Shelby County, Thomas Lowry won first in Hackney Roadster Pony Junior Exhibitor. Mary Gaylord was first with Hackney Harness Pony UPHA Classic, Hackney Pony UPHA Classic, Hackney Park Pleasure UPHA Classic, and Hackney Harness Pony Junior or Novice, as well as Hackney Pony Open and Hackney Pony Championship Carter Van Naten. Second place finishers from Shelby County was Mary Owens winning second in Pleasure Equitation 17 and under. And in third place finishes from Shelby County, Mary Owens with 2 ASB in hand yearling fillies, ASHB Futurity, as well as ASB in hand amateur 2-year-old ASHB Futurity. You're listening to the Hometown Illinois Radio Network. That's all for now from the fairgrounds. Be listening for more reports from the Illinois State Fair right here from Regional Radio in the Taylorville area. Brought to you by the Illinois Corn Marketing Board and the Illinois Education Association. For a free podcast of our reports, go to hometownillinoisradio.com.
WTIM.
And we're back on the WTIM morning show on your information station, and the show is sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. I'm your host, Reed Kamai, and I am pleased to report that we do have Sacha Young, Superintendent of Central A&M Schools, back on the line with us. We just had a minor technical issue, and we resolved it. So we picked a really good time for that to happen because I was about to go to break anyway. So it worked out really well. One topic I want to get to is actually something you mentioned. I think it was the last time you were on. It sounds like a book study is coming up or happening, and it was about the book The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt, a book which in audiobook form I've actually had the pleasure of listening to in the last 2 months, and I certainly got a lot of insights out of that as well. Explain to our listeners where you folks are at with the book study.
Yes, so we are going to do a book study, voluntary, with, I opened it up to anyone in the district who wanted to be a part of it. This book kind of touches on the use of technology and devices and how exposing our children to the devices and the technology early on, how that impacts education and learning and the social aspect of just growing up. I was able to do the book study in a superintendent cohort last year, and it just kind of made me consider, right? And that's what a good book does. It makes you think about things from a different perspective. I felt like it was worthy of just allowing our teachers and staff to kind of take a look at it and see, just to think about how we use technology in the school, and are we doing it in a way that it's designed to be done? If we're doing it in a way that's impactful, we want to make sure that it's impactful in a positive way. Jonathan Haidt does a really good job of talking about the differences between early exposure to social media for male students versus female students. He talks about, the earlier you give a student a device, how does that impact the way that their brain is like actually wired? And so I'm hopeful that just having this book study conversation gives us an idea if we need to shift our perspective or not, right? We just want to always consider how we're teaching, what we're using for instruction purposes, and is it best practice? And then if we learn something new, you only do better when you learn something new. So it's really about teacher learning and see if we can make any changes that would positively impact our student learners.
Yeah, and he certainly goes into those effects of technology a lot in the book. He does also talk, and you and I were talking about this before we got on, about some strategies he recommends about not just reconsidering technology use, but even other ways to help children grow up and kind of experience independence and life for themselves. I'm curious if any of those ideas have kind of come to mind as well with a minute to go.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So he does talk about like how children of a certain age, when they were growing up in the 80s and 90s, were exposed to real world risk, where kids now are not really taking those risks. They're not really going out into the world and investigating, but they're digging into risks in technology. And so just kind of the idea of, can we give kids more opportunities to learn outside of the classroom and outside of the world of technology? What's out there for us to kind of tap into that maybe we used to tap into really well, but because everything is so fast-paced and immediate and changes like that,
Yeah,
sometimes it's good to go back to what we've always done.
yeah, exactly. Sacha Young, Superintendent of Central A&M Schools, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and thank you for listening.
For SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. Primary